Well, joining me now for more on China's ties with Canada, Saruhan Hatipoglu, CCTV's global economics analyst. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Rachelle.
Now, just last week, Prime Minister Trudeau said Canada was facing real challenges in the economy. So what do you think are the biggest causes for concern right now?
Well, the biggest cause of concern, of course, is this unexpected trajectory of the commodities. They have suffered quite a bit because of this, and they continue to because no one really is giving a good forecast as to what's going to happen with oil prices. So that's number one. But housing issue is becoming a bit of a bubble there, especially in Toronto and Vancouver. When you look at, you covered this in the earlier segment, even the central bank had today said, or a couple of days ago said, that this is not sustainable. Consumers are indebted because interest rates are low, they're borrowing again, and they're putting all of that money in mortgages. So that's the second thing. The third thing that I'm concerned about is operating profits of Canadian companies again in the second quarter shrank, this time 3.4%, fourth consecutive quarterly decline. Which means that business investment is declining as well. So if you put all these together, the Beri forecast for the Canada GDP this year is 1.5%, and for 2017, slightly over 2%, and that's nothing to really party about.
Now, obviously, all this is taking place while Trudeau is at the helm, and October marks nearly a year since he was elected. So how would you rate his performance so far?
Well, public performance is A. Wherever he goes, he's met as a hero. They love him. Regarding what he's accomplished at home, I think I'll give him a B+. He's done pretty good things. Middle income tax was reduced. Also, a new tax rate of 33% for incomes over 200,000 Canadian dollars per year has been done well. What they've done, actually, I'm very impressed, is they've started buying in bulk prescription drugs. So that reduced prices, just like the provinces in Canada are doing. And especially given the EpiPen crisis that we have here, that's right. A big success. But a lot needs to be done. There's going to be first past the post electoral reform that they're working on. Climate change issue is they really didn't do anything to cut down greenhouse gases, even though this climate deal is signed. So they need to work on that a little bit, and more, of course, structural reforms that I believe he's going to get into in his second year of in turn.
And you mentioned the climate change deal, which is obviously a very big deal for China, as the former Prime Minister Stephen Harper had a very different relationship with China, one that Trudeau has actually been quite critical of. So as you take a look at the current situation of that relationship, how would you characterize it?
It's really good. I mean, but like you said, the Harper government relationship was they were starting from rock bottom. So anything after that is going to be good, right? But no, they have, obviously China and Canada have great relations in governance values, trade investments, environment, education. Even before diplomatically they recognized each other in 1970, these arrangements were taking place. Look, Chinese is the third most spoken language in Canada. There are over 120,000 Chinese students in Canada. These are all good things. And China is Canada's second largest trading partner. So there's a lot of room for cooperation. And I think this meeting, G20 meeting, is going to be a great start for getting investment from China to Canada and from Canada to China. And they're working on that as we speak.
And you mentioned some of these areas of cooperation. Where do you think the real common ground could be found?
I think, like I said, investment is a great area because especially Canada is going to be working, I think, based on the Trudeau plans again, specific tech clusters in the country. So this is a great opportunity for Chinese capital to come into Canada. Now, we don't want to see, and we talk to our clients about this as well, with rising populism, nationalism in these countries, it is difficult for China to go in and straight take over a country. But it's certainly acceptable to commit foreign direct investment into, for example, tech clusters like we talked about. For Canada's small and medium-sized businesses, look, e-commerce is great. The president of Alibaba is a Canadian, Michael Evans. So we're going to see, I think, more small and medium-sized businesses to go into that market in Canada, China, which is booming.
And speaking of investment, Trudeau said that his government is looking very favorably at the idea of joining the AIIB. So what's the long-term potential then for trade and investment between these two countries?
Well, I see very good progress that is going to be coming because look, Canada-EU trade relationship, where they are now. This deal was about to be signed in October. It's going to be on fast track. EU Trade Commissioner said we can't do it with all this public backlash. So it has to go to all 30 countries' parliaments. They need to be ratified. Canada is upset about it. This is a good opportunity for China to come in and advance relations. And AIIB is a great way of doing it. I think they're going to be asking Canada to commit capital already in this G20 meeting, and that business is going to only get stronger.
And just quickly, any potential sticking points to trade that might come up?
For trade, no, but human rights issues, Trudeau is going to raise that. Hopefully behind closed doors. Harper government made that mistake. There are a lot of governments that made that mistake, publicly going at it, which doesn't go well with the Chinese government. But as long as they get common economic understanding, human rights issues are going to be resolved between Canada and China. We have all the indications from these meetings that we're seeing about that.
Well, lots to watch. New Prime Minister, new story. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, Saruhan Hatipoglu, our global economics analyst.